God, I got this hotspot over here.
Just saying it's setting up your meeting for YouTube Live and it's stalling here. So let's see how it goes. Okay. We are now being redirected. Okay, top chat should be there.
Is it there now?
Hello, everyone. It is Corinna and Tyler live. Hopefully we're doing this correctly. I'm going to press the record button.
Oh yeah, good remembering.
We're also going to record this. Hello, hello. I see Jennifer here, Victoria here, Melody here. Good morning, Bryn.
It's live on yours.
It's live on mine or Divine Connections?
No, it's live on yours. I see the little live thing next to your name on YouTube. Maybe.
Interesting.
Ask them where they're watching it.
Hey guys, can you let me know which channel you're watching from? Are you watching on my channel? Hi, Victoria. Thanks for UK. Sorry, we're just trying to figure it out because we're trying to go live on the Divine Connections channel, and I think we're live on my channel. And I don't think I'm going to be able to change that. Victoria. Thanks for UK. Sorry, we're just channel, and I think we're live on my channel. And I don't think I'm going to be able to. So we're live on mine?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, now, so I'm just going to copy this link. Yeah.
I don't think there's any way around it.
Yeah, that's too bad. Okay.
I think it's yours, Corinna. Okay. Okay, guys, just give me 2 minutes. I'm going to post that on Facebook really quick. For some reason, there's no way around this. I don't know why. We were hoping to go live on our Divine Connection channel, but good thing is, Tyler, we're recording, so we can pop it on there.
Yeah, that's right.
Let me just do a quick update for everyone. For some reason, we can't change that around. Thanks for your patience, everyone.
Okay.
We can only go live on my channel.
There we go.
Your YouTube channel. Okay, thanks, Cheryl. Hi, Nora. Good to see you. All right, we'll just wait for a couple minutes for people to redirect everyone.
I can at least see the comments now, so that's good.
That's great. So if everyone can just comment and say hello, that would be great. Just let me know that people have transitioned over to my channel. I'm actually going to get the link here.
Yeah, we'll just post on Divine Connections and work it out next time. I'm glad to see everyone here. Bryn, Nora, Melody, Victoria. Hi, everyone. TM morning, guys. Morning to everyone.
Yeah, good morning, everyone.
I hope everybody's feeling good today. The energy has been wild. We were just talking about that off stream.
Just trying to get everyone the new link, guys. Oops.
Janice, looking for your presentation. What presentation?
Guys, what's happening is we were going to try to go live on Divine Connections.
It's evening here. Victoria, where are you? I love it. Oh, looking forward. Oh, cool, Janice. Cool. Me too. I'm really excited. This is my first live stream. So Corinna's old hat, but this is new territory for me.
I'm live stream, but now I can't see the stream. There we go. Okay.
Technology, eh? Cornwall,
Victoria.
UK. It's 6 p.m. here. Awesome. Cornwall. Okay. I like it.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Hopefully it's beautiful in the UK right now. I know we're here in Canada, obviously. We've had a lot of snow, but it's been beautiful the last couple of days. So sun and shine is coming.
Thank you for your vote of confidence, Nora. Hopefully people will now get redirected.
That's right. That's right.
We'll just give people a couple minutes. The hope was I'm doing this live on Zoom, and for some reason Zoom will only allow me to go live on my channel, which they just gave me in meditation about 20 minutes before we started. And so we were like panicking. They just told me it's only going to go live on your channel. And I'm like, what? So good thing they let us kind of prep for it, but we tried, and it's not going to go live on Divine Connections. It's only going to go live on my channel. So welcome, everyone. Just stay with us here on this channel, everyone. It's not going to go live on Divine Connections. So if you're here live with us and you can see us, then just stay here with us. Hi, Barb. Good to see you. Good morning, Susan. Victoria has stunning sunshine. Oh, that's great. I wish we had some sunshine. I think next week we're going to get sunshine here in Canada. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
All right. Good morning, Christina. Good to see you here. Thank you, everyone. It looks like people are finding the link now. Apologies for all the confusion, but we are live on my channel instead. It would not go live on Divine Connections.
Sorry, I'm just trying to post on Instagram too, make sure everybody kind of gets to the right spot.
Yeah. So maybe what we'll do is we're going to just quickly start and talk about, we're going to do introductions actually. Who are we? So hopefully most of you know us. For those who don't know me, my name is Corinna Arnold, and I've been working as, I guess, a channel, a psychic medium, a teacher, Reiki Master for almost 20 years. And my intention here today is just to be in service to you all. Today we're actually going to do channeling, and Tyler Drellick is my partner here. We've been working together for quite a while, and we have what we call the Divine Connections channel, where we were trying to actually go today, but that didn't happen. So Tyler is also a Reiki Master, a channel, a psychic, and a teacher as well, and has been doing that for quite a few years. So our intention, like I said, is just to actually channel through some information for you. We're going to do a quick meditation once everyone gets redirected back to the channel we're actually on. And we're going to do a quick healing meditation because Tyler and I both got this morning a meditation that we all need a little bit of healing and balancing in our energy. So we'll do that together. And then we'll go into a channeling session where you'll be able to ask us questions. I wanted to talk a little bit about channeling because sometimes it can be confusing for people. There's a couple of different types of channeling. So when I'm doing any type of reading, I'm channeling through information from the divine for you, and so does Tyler. There's also something called what I call pure channeling or full body channeling, where we let the divine or certain energies come into our bodies completely and our voice changes or our mannerisms change. We're not going to do full body channeling today, only because sometimes there's some resistance because of the difference people see. And sometimes fear pops up for people. That being said, that does not mean my voice might not, the inflection might not change, or the energy you feel coming from me might shift, because what Tyler and I are doing is we're really calling on the divine, the purest and highest of the divine, to come really close into our energy and bring forward answers to the questions that you have right now, or any messages that you all need to hear right now. So oftentimes you'll see me close my eyes, or Tyler close his eyes. And really what we're doing is we're listening, and we're seeing images in our mind's eye and passing on that information to you in the most cohesive and concise way we can. Sometimes when I'm channeling, and same thing for Tyler, once they get on stage, I'll say that, they'll just keep going. So we're not controlling the situation. They'll just keep talking and talking and talking and talking and talking, because they have lots of things to say. And what they're doing is they're taking this opportunity to use us as conduits to really come forward and bring through for you the information that they most want you to hear, to help lead you to your best and brightest life. And by the way, a lot of this information, some of you intuitively have already started picking up on. So this also might just be confirmation for all of you on exactly what it is that you have already intuitively known. I always say with any kind of channeling, take what resonates with you and leave the rest behind. You know, it might make sense for you today. It might make sense for you tomorrow. The other thing I like to say, especially in my energy updates, is, or any type of reading, is that the information that's coming through right now is often relevant to now, but it will sometimes make more sense is if you come back to it a week or 2 or 3 weeks later, because they're speaking on timelines is what they're doing. And they're speaking on the timeline that we're actually most in right now, or switching to. And I'm not going to get into the whole thing about timelines. That's like a whole class on itself, but it's an energetic frequency or signature that collectively we're all co-creating together. So we're currently moving in one direction. And so they will be speaking primarily on the direction we're moving in right now, if that makes sense to everyone. Any questions on any of that before we get started? Looks like we have about 15, 16, now it's going up, 17 people watching so far. So hopefully more people will be able to connect in. Let me know if you guys have any questions, just on housekeeping, after we actually get into the channeling session. What I'm going to ask you guys to do is primarily ask more generalized questions that can really help the full group here. That doesn't mean that there might not be something personal going on with you, but think about if there's something personal, if we answer it for you, would it be relative to everyone else? Okay. So I often come on here and I'll do live readings for people where I'm tuning into your specific vibration on a message that you most need to hear right now about your life. But that's not what we're going to do today. Today, we're just tuning into the collective energy of everyone that's currently watching and everyone who will watch in the future about what it is you most need to know to help guide you right now in, you know, what we continue to call a very transformational time on Earth. Okay.
Yeah. I just wanted to, Corinna, I love what you said there about like we are one and we're moving forward. There is, I don't know how many people are on Twitter here, I'm sure quite a few, but there is a hashtag or a movement that's going on. It's where we go one, we go all. Now, there's a lot connected with this movement that I won't get into, but that one statement tells you everything. It is true, right? Where we all go, you know, every single one of us go, right? Or where one of us goes, we all follow. So the energy that's in the world right now, we all have to deal with. And I think everybody, or a lot of people, are really struggling with what's going on right now. There's so much energy, just pure energy. Forget about the labels we put on energy. There's so much energy going through our world right now. And there's obviously lots of different reasons, but I know the people that I talk to on a regular basis, a lot of them are struggling with that. And information that came to me this morning, like Corinna said during my meditation, was that I don't think people are aware how much upgrades are going on right now, or the level that we're all being upgraded. And unconsciously, we all feel, every single soul on this planet feels the energy moving right now. They feel what's going on. Even if our conscious mind can't, again, attach labels or figure it out, we, our hearts, our bodies, our souls feel this raw energy. And you know, a lot of it is darker energy that's being released and healed and all of it. So we're all struggling with that. Something else they told me is that people aren't understanding how their abilities are being upgraded right now. The level of psychic ability that is coming through for everyone is really amping up. And so a lot are having a struggle between knowing what their conscious mind is thinking and what source is telling them. And Corinna and I have some videos kind of, you know, describing, you know, the differences that we always get between the two and how to differentiate and stuff. But I think that's what a lot of people need to kind of understand right now, is that we all, like Corinna and I, yeah, have these abilities, but we all have these abilities. Everyone has these abilities. Corinna and I have just acknowledged them and honed them and strengthened them. They're muscles, right? Corinna says that to me all the time. You got to strengthen your psychic muscle, and you do. Like, you know, I went to a retreat last year with her, and it destroyed me. It's just the sheer amount of energy was a lot for me to handle. And you know, so I learned and I've gotten much better with it, even after that one retreat. So I think, you know, people just need to understand how powerful we all are.
Mm-hmm.
And after we understand that, we need to understand how to use that power that's now coming into us, if that all makes sense.
Yeah, it makes total sense to me. And I think it's an important piece to bring forward. One of the things they're talking about right now is sorry, I'm just fiddling with my blanket because I'm freezing, and this is what happens. The temperature fluctuates for me as they come in. Is telepathy. For some reason, I think that's really expanded in people. So to be able to decipher kind of my thoughts and other people's thoughts, and as the collective starts to heighten, they're calling it string theory. It's similar to string theory in some way, where we're all strung together on one string, but we're all individual strings on the string, which is kind of interesting visual they're giving me. But because that we're able to, and because our energies are heightened, there is a heightened sense of telepathy, a heightened sense of being able to put yourself in other shoes, to think their thoughts, to hear their thoughts, to feel their emotions even more. So, and part of what they're telling me now, it looks like we're kind of going into channeling a little bit, but to make sure that you're taking care of your energy through that experience. I mean, Tyler just talked about what it was like for him to hold space in a retreat setting, and that was a challenge for him because he had to expand his muscle. Now, I've been doing that for many, many years, so my muscle's pretty strong. My muscle's strong, and I'm struggling at times right now, you guys. This is how intense the energy is right now. So they're saying to me, be patient with yourself, be kind with yourself. There's so much energy being pushed into the field on all different levels that even the strongest of the strong are fluctuating in energy right now, is what they just told me. And really tuning in as we're continuing to strengthen that string of connection, of recalibrating everyone's energy frequency together, is what they're showing me. So it's this recalibration of energy that's going on. So hopefully that makes sense for everyone. All right, let's get into a quick meditation. And we were both guided that everyone just needs a little bit of time to breathe and a little bit of time to just recenter. So I'm going to guide you all through it. It's not going to be very long. We're just going to tune into our energy frequencies and release anything that needs to go, and really focus on integrating this new frequency into our field. Okay.
And releasing. I mean, they just said releasing too is really important, because with new energy, I mean, there's only so much your body can hold, so you need to release
the old. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to put this in the right place. Tyler gave me guidance on does that sound good, Tyler? Or a little bit louder?
It's pretty quiet if it amps up a little bit. Yeah, it's pretty quiet right now. Maybe the start is just really quiet. Yeah.
Good. Okay, everyone, just closing your eyes and taking a deep breath. I want you to breathe deeply down into your diaphragm for a count of 4, and then releasing for a count of 4. And just focusing on your breath now. Great gratitude in your heart for each breath. Feel the ease of the breath coming in and out, bringing that breath all the way down to the bottom of your stomach. And as you breathe out, just releasing any tension, any fear, any resistance, any doubts. We're going to call on our angels and guides now to come forward to assist us. Our divine teams are always with us. They're always here to help us. With your heart energy, just calling out to them to assist you now. With the intention to assist us in integrating the new energy with ease and releasing old fractured energy and programming. Once again, with ease and with grace, continuing to breathe. I want you to see a beautiful golden white light now coming in through your crown chakra. And feel your angels and guides laying their hands on you, feeling their energy and your frequency. Feeling this golden white light energy move through your body now. Naturally going where it needs to go. And as you breathe, feel it releasing, purifying. Any energy that no longer serves you. You may see a portion in your body, in your mind's eye, where this energy is going in service. You may feel tension in a part of your body. You may feel an emotion rise. Just breathe into it, knowing that you're safe and held in the hands and love of the divine. And just feel that golden white light sweeping that energy up and out of your field. We don't even need to know what that energy is tied to anymore. We just know that it is no longer serving us and can be let go. And as you move that energy through your body and through your breath and intention, moving it out into your auric field as well. Releasing any energy here that needs to be released. You might see whiffs of darkness, You might have memories sweep past your mind. Just letting them go now, with breath and with intention, and with the guidance of your divine team. Let it come through your field and be fully removed, once and for all, in all directions of time. And as you do, you feel love and compassion in your heart expanding for yourself and for others. You feel like a receptacle who is now more available to take on new and higher frequencies of light and love. And once again, seeing or feeling a beautiful stream of light energy coming down in through your chakra, in through your crown chakra, and into all chakras in your body. Into every cell, into your very DNA. Integrating the new frequency with ease. Feeling at peace and at home. You might feel the emotion of love and joy rising in your field. You may feel your body itself starting to tingle and soften. Allowing the divine spark within you to increase and amplify to its highest and purest potential at this time. And knowing that you are safe to do so. Asking your guides and angels to make any adjustments in your energetic field to allow the flow to move with ease. Moving that energy out now again into your auric field. Just see and feel how far you can push your auric field out now. It might even go beyond your room, beyond your home, just out of curiosity, seeing how far your energy now has expanded. And remembering that you're always connected to the divine, to all living beings, and that you are part of the one. And with your next deep breath, just grounding all of that energy now into Mother Earth, sending her love and great gratitude for all that she provides us, for the air that we breathe, for the sun that charges our energy and grows our food, for the soil that helps to ground us and grow what we need to sustain life. for the water that purifies and sustains life. We give great gratitude. And feel how receptive and loving she is as she connects in with your energy once again. Again, you might feel the vibration in your feet. You might feel it as emotion in your heart. And taking a deep breath and remembering that this is your natural state of being. Feeling connected and whole and at peace. And trusting the flow of life. That all is well in each moment as it unfolds in its own divine signature. And that we are held in the arms of the divine at all times. Taking another deep breath and bringing that energy back into the moment, knowing it's always with you. And when you're ready, coming back into your body. Feeling your hands and feet. Wiggling your toes and fingers. Feeling your lungs expand. And when you're ready, slowly opening your eyes.
How lovely was that?
Yeah.
I'll talk to you about it later, but I had an interesting idea come through. So,
Very cool.
yes.
All right. Well, let us know how that meditation went for you. I know it'll take a couple minutes for you to come back kind of into the moment. Thanks, Barb. Barb said that was amazing.
Yeah.
It was wonderful to feel grounded and connected and just do some healing there.
Yeah. One thing that did actually come through for everyone was Corinna and I were talking about this, funny enough, off stream as well. So during this meditation, Corinna and I certainly set up the vibe and the area for everyone to experience. And anybody's that's been to a course or anything like that Corinna or her and I have put on, we definitely set up the environment just like we did now. The connection is pretty pure, that's for sure. When you're at home doing this kind of stuff for yourself, lately there's been a higher volume of interaction between less than light-filled beings and our communication with source. So I guess shorter, that was kind of confusing. Sometimes these beings with, darker vibrations or, heavier energies and stuff like that can imitate in person, can hijack the connection between us and divinity. And for whatever reason that is, people are waking up. Maybe they have more abilities to do this now. Whatever the question, maybe people that are waking up need to be a little bit more structured with their energy. Whatever the case is, when you're meditating at home, just be really aware of the energies that are around you. Because when we do meditate, our light gets really bright. And what is natural is that darker energies are attracted to that light because they're curious. So you're going to have more of those darker energies, heavier energies around you while you're doing this work. So just be aware and conscious. Use your intention to set boundaries for yourselves. All of these things, people smudge, and there's lots of different tools and techniques, but just be aware that there is an increased activity here for sure.
Yeah, just like any time, like Tyler said, Tyler and I have created this space, and we've created the sacred space, and we've already purified and made sure that we've created a sacred circle of energy. Same thing that you guys just make sure you're doing that. There's nothing ever to fear. You just need to stand in your power and make sure that you are aware of your holding your space and holding your light, and be really clear on what you allow into your field and what you don't. And just focus more on what you allow in, only the purest and highest of love and light at any time. That's the most important thing. Whenever you're doing any kind of work, your intention is the one thing that matters the most, right? You're just connecting into one place, and that's source. There's just lots of different curiosity points right now. People, other energies that are curious and trying to tap in. So hold your space. Hold your space.
Absolutely. Cheryl
Set
said
your
that
intention.
at one point she laughed. I love that too, Cheryl. I actually, if you rewind this back, I'm sure everybody's close, but I smile throughout all of my meditations. Like I just go with it, right? If I feel that energy, I get so happy, right? When I'm there, I just smile. It's amazing. So I love the laughter for sure.
One thing I love about meditation is, to me, I feel connected and home. It's the same thing about when I do this work. Is I feel more at home when I do that than any other place on earth, maybe out in nature sometimes, but that's why I love doing the connection. Okay, guys, thank you for that. I'm glad you feel grounded and connected. I'm glad you really enjoyed that. Victoria, your first meditation. Oh, that's wonderful. I love it. Remember how powerful meditation is right now, you guys. It is a powerful tool for really recentering yourself and making sure that you're really connected into the purest and highest vibration within yourself right now, that's available to you. Okay, let's ask some questions. What questions do you guys have? What can we tune into and provide you answers for right now? What is it that you guys most need to know? And it can be anything about what's going on Earth right now. Where do you see this in 1 month? What are we learning the most? What do we do to help support us? Whatever that is that's coming up for you guys, just shoot us a question. And unfortunately, there's a bit of a gap. It's about 30 seconds or so.
Yeah, bit of lag time. I'll just talk for now. I just wonder what everybody's doing for their quarantine. It's certainly interesting. I love all of the different viewpoints that people have for this quarantine stuff. I think it's quite interesting myself that for years now our time has just been stolen from us, right? Like we work more than we ever have, and it's just no time to do anything, and just in an instant all of our time is like given back to us, that's amazing for me to see.
Yeah, we certainly have more time for that. So the first question that came in is, now the time to change our direction, be it our career, relationship, during such a transformative time? Okay, I'm just going to tune into that question. The one thing they're saying immediately is it's going to be different for every different person, depending on what they're calling the trajectory of their own individual timeline. What it's giving many people is opportunities to have to make a change. And they're not, the one thing I always say when they're laughing or smiling or giggling is that they know that it's challenging, but they also know sometimes we just have to laugh about these things. So when I'm saying they're kind of laughing about it, they're saying some of you won't have a choice. You're going to have to change, because the old way has been pulled, like they're showing me the rug has been pulled out from underneath you. So if you thought that old ways of doing things were creating a safety net, they said it was almost like a false safety net for you. And so what it's giving you is an opportunity to sink into your truest self and into your truest place in the world. That we've all come here, and they said we've talked through Corinna on this topic many, many times, to do something specific for the world, whether it's sometimes just sweeping the streets in the most magnificent and beautiful of intention, to being world leaders that help to guide everyone. So whatever that is, and we range from all different things, we're not all here to be the Dalai Lama, is what they just said to me. You can be the Dalai Lama in your daily life, for your family, for your friends. Some of us sit on larger world stages. Some of us play in a smaller world stage, but we all come with equal value. And that's the one thing that they're saying we're learning the most right now with this, is that people that we had put on pedestals, whether it be maybe actors or musicians or certain politicians or people that we thought have power, they're smiling once again with me, saying that's not the case. What we're seeing is that's the everyday person, the person who delivers your food, the person who's making your food, the person who's saving your life. These fundamental basics of life, we're coming back to realizing that those have they're calling power. Those have the most powerful impact on the world stage. Others bring different flavors of energy and possibility and creativity, and it's all wonderful in what they're showing me, the kaleidoscope of life. But when we think about those that are making the most impact, it's those that do the everyday little things for others that have changed so many people's lives. And just the people that bring you your food and your water. Think about where you would be if you didn't have those people in your life. Think about if Mother Earth didn't provide that for you, you didn't have clean water, you didn't have all these things. So what it's doing is it's collapsing us into the reality of a new focus point that we've lost touch with over time, where we've, what they're saying to me is worshipped false idols. That's interesting the way they're saying it, where we've idolized people that have had money, or we've idolized people, but we've worshipped false idols, where we're actually realizing that all that means nothing if you don't have basic life breath and pure life breath. You don't have purified food and good food to help support your immunity and your health and your well-being. We're coming back to basics. And so whatever that means to you, however that looks to be for you to be in service, to come back to the question they just said to me, to come back to the question, how do you contribute to they're showing me like an old-fashioned wooden wheel, a forked wheel, like everyone is a fork in that wheel. And how do you contribute back to the one, with the one being the center of the wheel? And so what is your contribution back? And they said everyone's hearts know what that looks like for them, but they do understand that that takes a courageous heart to take the leap. So for some of us, we won't have a choice. The net has been taken away, where you have to now move forward in the direction of your truest calling. And for others, it'll be a bit of a slower, they're showing me like a meandering stream is what they're saying, where we're just slowly going to be guided into a new direction. But the flow of the water has certainly changed, is what it said. It was like it was going in one direction, and now it is slowly shifting, and there's lots of different offsets that are coming now, and different opportunities for people that will continue to come forward. Watch for new opportunities to be in service to humanity, is what they just said to me. Tyler, did you get anything on that?
Yeah, I totally agree, obviously, with all of that. Like, it's from where Victoria said, now is now the time to change. I mean, it's not just now. We've all been feeling this change for so long. And everybody has inner turmoil within them. And I think that all stems from, Yeah, like they're saying that kind of stems from people's rigidity to acknowledge that change, right? We all know, like Corinna said, that we've all come here for reasons, right? And I would wager that everybody in this chat watching this is a light worker and have come for pretty similar reasons, honestly. So this is nothing new. This is just more blatant than we've ever experienced before. We're going to be forced to look within. There's going to be no escaping it now. Like Corinna says, all of our false idols, all of the self-worth and value that we've placed external is all going to crumble, and we are going to have to go within. And a lot of people are struggling with that right now. They're just saying we're all ready for this, and we've all felt this coming. Most don't want to acknowledge and haven't want to acknowledge that this change is coming and is here for us. But we've all felt it for a really, really long time.
They're just saying to me, sorry, they're just saying to me, what else do you need? What else do you need to happen? That you're moving in the right direction. Like if this isn't it, what is it? Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, that's I was just going to say, Barb is also asking, like, how can we help others that are living in fear? And Bryn also is talking about being in service at this time and what we're supposed to do. We all are doing it, and I think that we all have to kind of give ourselves a break. People see us; they see who we truly are. They see the energy that we bring, even if the people in our lives can't consciously acknowledge that. That energy exchange is still happening regardless of what we think or not about all of this. So we all are doing our part. Now, whether that's posting on social media, whether that's sitting, in your living room, meditating for the health of others, we're all doing exactly what we're supposed to. I guess what they want me to drive home here is we all need to listen a little bit better. We all get messages, and like I say, like our psychic ability is really, really amping up. And they're giving us more hints and more clues and more directive than they've ever given us before. The veil it's not even thin. The veil is like gone now, right? Like there's no stopping any information at all anymore. So we all just have to kind of expand that muscle a little bit. And they're saying along with that expansion, we need to have the confidence that what we're getting is true and is true for us. Now, that doesn't mean, we get this insight in meditation and we go on Facebook and we start saying, you're wrong and I know what's right. That's not the energy that they want to promote. They want us to be strong within ourselves, to say, you know what? I got, what did Bryn say? She feels that she's supposed to be helping more and being in service. So, I mean, for you, Bryn, just know the information that you're getting is true for you. Now, that doesn't mean that it's going to be true for everybody that you know or you meet. Okay, sometimes we get hung up on the fact that people aren't always as excited about the information that we're bringing as we are. But that's because how can we expect them to be? That's maybe not for them. That's for us. It's very personalized, right? Yes, we are one collective, but within, like Corinna was saying, it's strings within strings, right? We're all connected to the same rope, but we're all individual lines off of that one rope. And what's true for somebody on this side of the string may not resonate for the other side. So we all have to find that confidence within and stop looking external. Stop, posting things, hoping for likes and retweets or whatever it is, knowing that our information holds true for us, not for everybody.
Yeah, they're just saying to me, the best way that you can be in service is by living your best life, by shining your light through whatever that looks like. Again, they're bringing me back to that message that they said is that not everyone is to be on a world platform stage. That's the illusion of false idols. That's what we have been set up to believe, is that everyone has, everyone's got to be the president. Everyone has to be the famous movie star. Why? Can you not be the movie star within your own life for your own family? Can you not shine your light in your own life and your own family? and this is where some of the confusion comes in, where you think I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not talented enough, I'm not this enough, I'm not that enough, I don't know enough, I'm not educated enough. And they said none of that is true if you look at the reflection of where you are in your life today. If you were guided to do something, what people want to call bigger or more grandiose, you would be eventually guided to that if that was your life's purpose. So they wanted to, they're saying rein it in a little bit and do what it is that they just said to me, even if you're going and, you know, planting flowers in your neighbor's yard for them because they're too old to do it and they love tulips or something, that is just a great grand gesture of divinity than is, you know, being, and they keep going back to the Dalai Lama, I'm not sure why, perhaps because it's on a bigger stage, but they said it's equal to. No one is greater than the other. No exchange of energy is greater than the other. It's just different avenues and of being in service. And so we have to scale it back a little bit. When we think about being in service, we always go to these grandiose visions. And that doesn't mean that that's not true for you, is what they said, because for some of you here, that will be true. But can we not scale it back to being in service to humanity right here in our own front yard? That has just as much value as any other thing. So they said what Tyler said was correct. Listen. They just said you've been given ears to listen. Listen to what you've been given, and a heart that's been opened recently even more, starting with this new 2020 energy. Your heart has expanded even more to really bring forward into your energy that which the divine is being guided to you to do. And often, sometimes they'll say, some of you will be saying to yourself, oh, that's silly, or I'm not going to do that, or someone will think it's foolish if I tell them that or something. It won't be received well. And they said, listen, when you're being guided, trust the guidance and listen. They're like similar to when Corinna just posts something on Facebook about a video. It's not about how many likes, whether it's been 200 people she's touched or 300 people she's touched. One video might have meant something to one person, and that's changed the trajectory of their life. Is that not enough? Is what they just said.
Yeah, we never know the
We
impact.
need to scale back. They keep showing me scale it back, because it feels too overwhelming then if you feel you come from this, again, this ideology that we have in the world of our obsession about fame and our obsession about, and they keep talking about false idols. That's interesting. That keeps coming through today.
Yeah, you know, I think that's one of the biggest bad bill of goods that we've been sold in our lives. Energy is just energy, right? And whether you're on TV or sitting in your basement, like the energy is still the energy. But we've always been shown and programmed that the only time you matter is if other people acknowledge what you're doing. But what I guess, you know, people aren't aware of is that we're transitioning, and I see there's a couple questions about timelines here, but we're transitioning to a timeline where you're going to be able to feel other people's energy and the impact. You're not going to need TV or radio or YouTube to be like someone. You're not going to need that. People are going to feel your energy and what you bring to the whole collective, right? Like right now we're told, you know, you got to be famous, you got to have followers, you got to, all of these things that pull us away from ourselves. Right now, we need to go back inside of ourselves, because that's where the true power is. She's right. It doesn't matter how many followers, how many of anything. Your impact on the world, you may never know. Okay. Often we don't know who we touch and how deeply we touch people, other souls, other paths. Okay. Just by a look, a glance, a compliment, it doesn't matter. Energy is energy, right?
Thanks, Tyler. I'm going to go back to Nora's question. How is the summer going to go with the pandemic? When I read that question, and I'm getting the same message now, they just said quiet. It's going to look quiet. and it needs to look quiet. I feel like some people, the doors will be open where they'll be able to go and outside more and do more of what they usually do, is what they're saying to me. But we're not done. We're not done. The wave is not, there's still another wave they're showing me. There's some other wave coming. So we need to just, and they're saying, give yourself an example. So every year I plan our trip a year in advance because I book houses, vacation homes, and it usually takes that long. This year, when I got back from my trip, I was told very strongly, you're not going on vacation this year. Don't book anything. I'm like, okay. Again, this is where they ask you to listen. Didn't book anything. I didn't know why I did. I thought, well, maybe I just need to stay home. Maybe I just need to be more quiet. Maybe we don't need to travel for whatever reason. So I didn't book anything. Now I know why I didn't book anything. So again, they said back to the message around listening, is that what it is, go back and listen to what it is you're getting guidance on. But when I tune into the summer, for some reason, they're showing me another wave coming, and they're telling me it's going to be quiet, and it needs to be quiet. I see a lot of people outside, but connecting in with nature quietly, peacefully, individually, because we're coming back home to ourselves, is what they just said. There's an energy and a requirement to come back home to ourselves because we have been projecting out into this energy of what is everyone else doing? What do I need to join? Where do I need to be? And all those things have value. Of course they do. They said to a certain extent. But if you're constantly projecting out of yourself into something else, you're losing touch somehow. And so this is an opportunity to come back to yourself and to be quiet. And they're talking about one of the things I said to Tyler yesterday. I feel like I'm going more inside myself every day. I just keep going further in and further in and further in. I don't talk a lot right now. It's kind of, I think it's kind of worrying my family sometimes. They're like, are you okay? I don't talk a lot. I'm very quiet. I'm very peaceful. I'm just internalizing. I'm going within. And they're saying the reason why we're guiding Corinna to say that is a lot of you might be feeling that, and to know that you're okay through this process of going more within right now.
Let's touch on Bryn's question, or no, sorry, Sean's question. And also Janice, I read yours. How is a person a light in this world to share? Can you maybe expound on your question? And Sean, I want to touch on yours. So what is the highest timeline we can hope for? Can we hope for significantly less shadow in our world? Thank you. Okay, so Sean, I think I touched on this before in a video or something, but what we're going through right now is a rebirth on this planet. And sometimes birthing can be violent and overwhelming and scary at times. And that's what we're going through. I really feel we are on the optimal timeline. When I do feel other timelines for Earth, there's a lot more chaos. If you think about what our planet is going through right now, there's a lot of fear and worry, yes, but other timelines are full of mass hysteria and lots of people leaving this earth and cataclysms and all of that. Like, I feel just such chaotic energy on so many other timelines. This timeline, I definitely don't feel that. This timeline, we're not seeing earth changes, right? We're not seeing volcanic activity. We're not seeing all of the things that would make souls just leave in a massive way. What we're seeing is we're all at home with loved ones. What we're seeing is we all have time. What we're seeing is we all have room to breathe. We're not running around to activities. We're not being flogged to go to work every day. We're not, and I know that there's a lot of worry around the finances and all of that. And believe me, I'm not trying to minimize those worries, because those are legitimate. And I think everybody has them. But at the end of the day, we're not seeing so many other things that could happen. And I'm sure, Corinna, you have felt different timelines too. And this one is not scary that we're on right now. I do believe we are on the optimal timeline. And like I said previous, like, we are noticing more darkness around us light beings. We're noticing that there's more darkness. And that's what you're talking about, the shadows. There's going to be less shadows. There is going to be less shadow. There already is less darkness, right? I know that the darkness is maybe popping up more, like, when I'm going to bed, there's often a lot of activity around me at night. And I communicated with Corinna, and she feels the same thing. Like, sometimes these dark entities will stand over your bed and watch you. It's kind of unsettling, but you get used to it, I guess. But we're already noticing that darkness is being shaken up. And what happens when you shake a glass of soda? All the bubbles, they rise up, right? And that's what's really happening. This world is kind of being rattled right now, and us with it. And all of that is being released, right? Because new energies are coming in, and we are going to be able to expand our own vibrations. So of course, we're going to be able to hold more and higher vibrations. But from what my perspective, and certainly what they're saying, is that we are on the optimal timeline.
Yeah, the one thing that they're saying to me is there's not an amplification of darkness. We're being able to witness it more. Because it's being released and exposed. Where it used to be dark in the shadows, it's no longer that way anymore. So you're going to see certain things that are coming up, whether it be child abuse or government abuse or abuse of power or whatever, where it was able to stay in the shadows. What happens when you expose light to anything is that the shadows are all of a sudden on the wall, is what they just showed me, and you can't deny that they're there. And that's really what's happening. Is the visual that they're giving me is this mass amount of light has been injected into the field, and now the shadows aren't hidden anymore. They're very clear on the wall so everyone can see them. And that's part of the awakening. They're talking about our third eye opening, where we're actually seeing this. And they just said to me, even though that is happening, where are you placing your focus? And I think part of the question they're saying that Belinda's asking Sean, but I know it's Belinda, is that what is the highest vision that we should be holding? And they keep saying to me every time I ask that question is, what's heaven on earth look like? And know that that is possible for you. But they always bring it back into your own backyard. Because if you can hold that frequency and vibration for whatever that looks like, and they said just about what would Eden look like in your own backyard? What would your garden look like if it was Eden? Would you be growing fresh fruit, fresh vegetables? What would your children feel like? What would the relationships feel like if everyone was at peace and connected? Again, bring it back to your own backyard, because that reverberates out, is the word that they're using, out into the global aspect. And so it always starts within. It always starts within. Can you project out into the field of more peace, more light? Yeah, of course. And if you have the energy for that, then do that. But a lot of us are exhausted right now because there's so much energy to hold. And so if we can only focus on our own light, if our own frequency, our own backyard, create what that Garden of Eden would look like for you in this timeline, in this lifetime, in this projection of who you are at this moment. And so what does that vision look like for you? What does July look like for you if it was a Garden of Eden in your backyard? What would your home look like? Would you have different colors on the walls in your home? Would you have different fabrics that you sleep in every day? There's something about what would that look like, because that energy amplifies out. Think about what they're talking about is, think about if everyone did that in their own home, in their relationships where they were healing and mending, because trust me, this is giving people opportunity to see what still needs to be healed. When you're all piled into one space, and they're laughing again, all of a sudden, all of this stuff, you start to see it within yourself. Your own shadows start to come up, your own fears start to come up. And as you work on those and have the opportunity to clarify and purify them and move beyond them into something higher and a higher aspect of yourself, and so do the people around you then, because you're creating that frequency and that energy. And imagine if everyone, they're saying, imagine if everyone did that within their own homes, the amplification of energy and vision that will move forward into the world. They said the world will take care of itself if we take care of the world within ourselves first. And that is always the primary focus. And some of us who have come to be in service sometimes get overwhelmed again because they're projecting out into the bigger field, into what the grandiose thing do I need to do for the world? And they keep saying, bring it back in, bring it back into this now moment, bring it back into your own family, your own home. That is why the divine has forced you into being at home, because it's never outside yourself. It's always here in your own space, in your own body, in your own mind, in your own will, in your own vision, in your own backyard, in your own kitchen. This is where the Garden of Eden lies. And that's what you've been given the opportunity to see and to witness and to co-create with the divine.
Absolutely. There's a lot of similar threads there, everyone, right? If you're hearing what I'm hearing, we're at home to heal, right? We don't need a hospital. We don't need hospitals to heal, guys. Not the kind of wounds that we have right now. Yeah, you break your leg, sure, hospital, but not these heart injuries, right? Not the soul binding energies that need to be healed and released. Those happen in your home where you're comfortable, right? Often, as we've said, a lot of people go external with it, but we've all been on an airplane, right? And who do you put your mask on first, your kid or you? We have to start with us. We have to, because if we start to help other people without a solid foundation on the inside, we're going to give all of our help away, and there's going to be nothing left for ourselves, right? Because that's how powerful we are. We can give all of our energy away. We have the free will to do that. Mm-hmm. They're very emphatic on, you must heal inside first before anything can happen on the outside.
On the exterior, yeah. Shushan, I
want
to go to your question. Do they say how long this is going to take? It really feels so exhausting, although I know that change is bringing healing and transformation. Shushan, let me just say, you're not the only person that's feeling exhausted. I am emotionally, physically, energetically tired. I want a nap. I just want to eat good food, go to sleep, meditate. When I have the energy to be in service, I am certainly here to be in service like I am today. But there are times, like the last time we were going to go live, where I told Tyler, I don't have it in me. That was completely me. That was me being authentic and honest and saying, I am absolutely exhausted. So if you're feeling that way, Shushan, know that you're not the only one who's feeling that, beloved. We are all feeling that to a certain extent. Now, when it comes to how long that's going to take to shift, again, they said it's going to be different for each individual, right? Because each individual contributes to the collective. But I feel they keep talking about September. There's something here about a reset in September, but we're not there yet. The timeline's not clear yet because I keep feeling it bouncing around. So the more we do our own work, the more other things are contributing to the timeline unfolding. But for right now, I do feel a reset energy, a new energy coming forward in September, if that answers your question.
Victoria, I see multiple numbers constantly or consistently messages from you for a higher, oh my God, from a higher being, if I can talk. Yeah, numbers are really, really important for sure. I see a lot of numbers too, patterns and stuff. They are really important. You can tune into them and just ask. If you want a more direct, I guess, route. I use, who is it? Doreen Virtue has a very nice number section on her website. It kind of details a lot of single number repetition, but also pattern numbers. I like that she includes that as well. So just search Doreen Virtue numbers, numerology. You'll find it, no problem for sure.
Yeah. Bren says she's so grateful. Thanks, Bren. Thanks, love. Will there be school in the fall? I do think there's going to be school in the fall right now on this current timeline, Belinda. I do think that.
Yeah, I think so
we'll be
too.
back. I think we'll be back.
So Janice, you clarified here, my business is able to help a lot of people. Is that my light to share with others? I would say absolutely. Again, we don't always know how our light is going to impact other people. I would say, again, we're gonna talk about internal. If you go inside, do you feel your business helping other people? I mean, I think you're going to get a very quick and very decisive answer if you ask that question. We all need to have the confidence to go inside and ask those questions and then believe what we get. I would say for sure you're doing amazing work, I would say. Absolutely.
Yeah, there's something significant about August for you, Janice, with that. Any other questions, guys? Anything else you want to ask? Is there anything that we missed here so far? Barb says, how can I help others that are living in fear?
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I just want to tune into that question, Barb. They just said to you, what is the fear teaching you? Because through that transmission, there's a transmutation that happens. So when we are presented with other people's fears, what is it teaching you? And sit with that first is their first. They want us to sit with that first, because a lot of us are being bombarded. What they're showing me is like, they're showing me like people at a gate, like in fear, trying to get to you. There's a lot of energy of fear right now in the field. And so it always comes back to us, is what they're just saying to me. So the first step is always, what does this bring for me? What is this bringing to me? Because your recognition of it in another is recognition of something within yourself that's still holding a fear vibration. Hopefully that makes sense. Because you would only recognize it in another if there was something here still to be witnessed within yourself. Maybe not on the same subject line, but there's still something here. So that's the first thing they're saying. Number one is be there with that then, and see if you can transmute it, to recognize it, to transmute it within yourself first, because it will ease the requirement for us to be seeing it in others. Remember, we're all working collectively together to help assist each other in becoming our purest and highest vibration, is what they're saying. The second thing that we can do is just project love into the field. And so we don't need to necessarily use our words as much as we need to use our energy. Because what they're saying to me is our words are almost falling on deaf ears. When people are afraid, they're showing me plugged into the fear that they're already listening to their own recording around it. And so it's very challenging for them to pop out of that recording. It's often words, for some reason, the words can't get through to the energy. And so the second step in that is, if you've purified and clarified and made sure that you've bear witness to what the fear is bringing up in you, and transmuting that first. It's once you've got to that place of love frequency within yourself again, to project just love frequency and hope into the field, and allow that person's free will to either accept it or not. The thing is that we can't change people's trajectory. You know, we can just support them in the energy that we give them, which is like an adjacent possibility. What I see is another doorway is briefly open for them when they're held in the energy of the love frequency, the joy frequency. What they're showing me is a possibility, a door opens, and it's always their free will and their choice to walk through the door. So our greatest responsibility is what's the energy and frequency we're bringing, because it opens up other possibilities of other perspectives within their own mind, within their own heart, within their own energy field. Anything else? They just said, nope, that's it.
So Barb, they say you may want additional clarification on going within with that. So often we can put attachments to these things. When we try to help other people, they say we often stuff an attachment in that and then send it off. And if our attachment isn't fulfilled, then we often that reflects on us, and we can often feel like, oh, these people aren't listening, or I'm not connecting with them, or I'm not reaching them. What's wrong with me? And it can create this loop, this circle within us. They want you to know, to be aware of not inserting your own, they're saying, agenda when you're distributing messages. Have no attachment. Just give information and release all attachment to any reaction that people can have. We have been way far too dependent on getting feedback from other people. This needs to stop, they're saying. We need to understand, when we give love, the love must have no attachments, no strings. When we give information, it must be without any recourse that we require. And I'm sure we all can understand that message. I know when I try to give information, I've gotten a lot better at it over the years, obviously. But when I first started out, I always, because I was so excited about the information, I would just give it, and then I would wait for them to respond with the same enthusiasm that I was giving it. And almost 100% of the time, it failed, right? I was disappointed. And what we're really doing in those moments is we're taking our happiness, our self-worth, and we're giving it to the person that we're trying to communicate with. And when they don't reciprocate how we want them to, it really impacts our self-worth in a negative way. And we do this over and over and over again. But this is coming to an end. We're not able to do that anymore. And they just want, Barb, they want you to know, they want to give you clarity on giving information and love to other people. Be aware of what you're also inserting in there.
Yeah, the one thing they want to say and give a message to everyone is that, again, it's a codependency thing that they want to talk about. And we've gotten into habits of codependency with others. And that's why, again, they keep saying this is a moment of going within and staying within. Is that what happens is when we see discomfort in others, or we think, oh, there's a better way from them, it's because we're uncomfortable with feeling their uncomfortableness. And that's on us. That it's okay for people to be in uncomfortableness. It's okay for people to be in fear. It's okay for people to be in pain. And who are we to remove it from them? We're only trying to do that to alleviate our feeling of their pain, our feeling of their discomfort, our empathic connection to it. And so again, that's what they're saying. It always comes back down to the first step, is what is it that it's reflecting immediately within ourselves? What is it bringing up for me? Why am I noticing it? You only notice that which you still within yourself have some kind of discomfort within on some level first. And so that's where we have to stop and take a breath. And they said, by the way, we all do this. And we all do this. Corinna does it. Everyone does it. We all do this to a certain extent. So again, it's not a judgment piece. It's not that you should be doing something different. The guidance was asked for, so the guidance is given. So the first step is to always sit in it. What is this reflecting back to me? Why am I uncomfortable with their discomfort? Because somewhere within me there is my own discomfort. And so that is the first and only place for which we always start, is within our own discomfort. And then we move out into the vibration of love from that place, giving other people opportunities to choose yes or no. But it's always our discomfort in their discomfort that sometimes is the motivator to want them to be different than that which they are in this moment. So it always comes back to us.
Absolutely. Like recognizes like, I totally agree with that. Tanis had a really good question. So the first part, she said, I find working on my heart chakra has helped move the heavier collect energy. I was feeling a lot of heavy energy in my chest, and this has helped a lot. So her question is, do you think there is an alignment with this virus attacking our heart chakra and the work that needs to be done in this area in the collective? So I definitely feel, I don't feel like it's an attack on our heart chakra. What I feel is that for so long now, our feeling, like our feelings that we can reach out, like Corinna and I always talk about our heart and reaching out and touching other energies. So how we feel other energies is through our heart. And I don't think that this virus is attacking that. What I feel the virus is doing is it's bringing all this awareness up, and then our heart is able to feel all of that energy. But the problem is that we don't know how to deal with that energy because we've never been taught to. So like we get chest pains, or we get, all these ailments within our body because we just hold and store. And I feel like a lot of like our psychic ability is amping up, but I feel maybe even what people are feeling prior to the actual psychic is the emotion, the actual the empath ability is really starting to get heightened, and people are really incorporating this energy into their heart and not understanding how to work with it. So for you, feeling that energy in your heart is just that your empathic ability is really being heightened, and you have to really work with releasing that energy and balancing those chakras. They're showing me like a lot of heart chakras are just getting engorged and really full of energy, and that's not good. I mean, a large heart chakra can be a fine thing if they're all in balance and the rest of your chakras are all somewhat enlarged as well and working in unison, but they're showing a disconnect with a lot of heart chakras to the rest of the body system, the imbalance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what they're telling me too is that there's a lot of information coming in primarily through the heart chakra right now, because there's been an expansion in the heart chakra energy for the expansion of love and compassion energy that's required. They said they talked about this when they channeled through me in January, in the January energy reading, where this expansion of the heart chakra energy was going to be profound on a multitude of levels, but primarily in the requirement for furthering of compassion for the collective and for ourselves and for our humanity. Um, and so they just said Tyler's right in the sense where because we've had this heart expansion, it's now time to find balance in all other areas. But they said Tanis is correct in her analysis that it's not by accident that it's calling our attention to the heart chakra area, and Tyler reflected that through his channeling. They're saying is that it is calling our attention into what has been unhealed in our heart energy, in our heart chakra, which they said, by the way, is the connection to the divine. And so it's keep calling us back to our connection to the divine, which lies within the heart chakra area. That is your primary way of connecting into the divine. And so what they're saying is there will be, again, they keep using the word reverberation with me, where I see it expanding up and out through all the rest of the chakras as we're continuing to go through this process of retraction and then expansion of space, expansion of energy. But like anything energetically within the quantum field, everything retracts in first and then it explodes out. And so that's what's happening energetically on Earth, is that we're retracting into ourselves, we're retracting into our homes, we're retracting into the experience of the heart chakra, and then we're going to explode out. There'll be an expansion out into other chakras, there'll be expansion out into the world. So as they mentioned before, it's about retracting in to create the Garden of Eden within ourselves, and then that naturally reverberates out into the global experience, into the collective experience. So this retraction in and then this explosion outward, and we'll continue to see this explosion where I almost feel like everything starts to fire and expand more into the fall energy for some reason. For some reason, fall is significant where we start to expand out into the other frequencies, if that makes sense. Okay. What else is going on? Shushan. She's spending time in quarantine away from your husband. He's in Canada, you're in Beirut. I knew being away from him bring lessons. I wish to know when I'll be reunited. Yeah. You see, there's again, every time I tune into fall energy, I'm feeling this reuniting, this reconnection where we're firing on all energetic cylinders. That's the current timeline we're on. So when I tune into your question too, Sean, that's what I'm getting. I feel fall energy around a reconnection of all of us on multiple different ways. And they're saying this is the way that source works, is we work in multiple layers that are all connected within each other. And so when there's personal reconnection, there's energetic frequency reconnection within our own field. Collectively, we start to reconnect globally, energetically, and then we start coming together physically again. So it all has different layers in the way that it starts to come out and manifest into an actual cohesive physical experience together.
Yeah.
Hopefully that makes sense.
The timing is always a little bit tricky because everything depends on free will. I mean, we all have free will, whether we're willing to go inside and look within in this time, or whether we just want to sit on the couch and watch TV. We all have choices, right? So if everybody was to, lock themselves in their room today and meditate for 8 hours, I mean, yeah, I'm sure this would speed things up a lot, but we're not all willing to do that yet. We're not all in that place. Mm-hmm. So, the numbers and the timing is all really fluid and liquid. We all have a lot of healing to do, as we've said, right? And more than that, we have a lot of forgiving to do. And I'm going to have a lot of posts actually on Instagram coming out about this, because that's where I really feel a lot of push coming, is going to be that forgiveness piece. And, some people, it may be really easy to forgive. Other people, I think, are going to have a really hard time, because so much of who we are is built, right? It's structured. It's like Corinna says, stacked on stacked on stacked, and that makes us the sandwich that we are, right? And until we can go in and heal, and in that healing, we're going to need to forgive, and we're going to need to practice that. But then afterward, we're going to need to expand that forgiveness to the whole field, because there is going to be some rather unsavory things that are coming out, like Corinna says, about, stars and politicians and all of it. The systems that we've put our trust in have failed us. And I've said a lot for years now, like, this world doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel like it's an actual place to live. It's so odd, and it doesn't feel right to my soul. And so all of that's changing. But in that change, there's going to be a lot of destruction. Old things are going to fall and new things are going to grow. But forgiveness is going to be paramount in our path forward. We're going to need to start with self-forgiveness, but then we're going to need to echo that into the whole of existence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Thanks, Tyler. Shushan, thank you. That all makes sense. Dawn, I think you're speaking right to me. That's usually how spirit works. And Melody, oh boy, did that speak to me. Corinna, thank you. Terry, thank you. Yeah, that spoke to you too. Tyler, thanks to Tyler. Janice, will hospitals be able to restructure to accommodate surgeries? My husband wants to have a knee replacement, but we figured it won't happen until approximately February. I intuitively don't think, specifically in Canada, I don't think we're going to see the numbers that they originally had thought. So I think we'll be back to normal a little bit sooner. But again, that's only the timeline that I'm picking up on. What that means specifically for your husband's surgery, that's up to the divine. But I think we're going to be, I don't want to say back to normal, because there's not going to be, we're not going back to normal. But I feel positive in the sense where I don't feel that what they were projecting number-wise and the full impact. I'm just speaking in Canada right now for some reason. Primarily, maybe that's because that's what she's asking for, is that I'm not saying that they're going to stop. There will continue to be impacts. But I think the good news is it won't be as significant as originally thought. So I think we'll be able to go back to other forms of care for other people in a bit of a quicker timeline. That's what I'm picking up on.
Absolutely. This is just me speaking for this, but I've done a lot of research on what's going on in different parts of the world and whatever. And I really think we're being misled in a few different ways. There's a lot of reports that are coming out now that there's lots of hospital room available. There's not this huge influx that was reported to be coming, and that's just from my own personal research. If you who asked the question,
Janice.
Okay, so Janice, if you research, YouTube actually does have quite a bit of good information. Maybe I'll PM you and I'll give you some research that I've looked at to kind of give you a little bit different perspective. But there is lots of different research out there, and a lot of smaller reporting sites and whatever that do report that it's not as big as it was expected to be, for sure.
I don't see any other questions. I'm going to give you guys a couple of seconds to put one more question on there, and I think we're going to wrap up. I'm just going to tune in to see if there's any other messages that they might have for you right now. Again, they're talking about tuning into the vibration of hope, and they understand that hope is like a really broad term, a broad energy. But again, they're wanting you to go into the energy of hope rather than what hope actually looks like in a manifestation form on a bigger scale in the world, because they're understanding that it's too big and there's lots of things going on right now. But what does hope look like in your own life? What does hope look like in your daily life? What brings you an energy of hope? What brings you an energy of joy? Keep tapping into that and allow that to expand more in your life every day. What does that look like, even if it's a small thing? Even, I don't know why they're showing me like a rosebud. If it's going out into the garden soon, what is it that brings you that energy, that frequency of joy? I don't know why they keep, there must be a lot of people here that want to get their hands in the dirt because they keep showing me hands in the dirt. That energy of being connected back to mother, whatever that is, continue to tune into that vibration of hope. There is lots of hope here on earth. You're going to see lots of different change, lots of different, again, shadows being seen, finally shadows on the wall. Don't get discouraged by all of that. And there's people that need to focus on those different silos for betterment for humanity. Let them do that work. Let them who have been subscribed to do that work, do that work. You keep focusing on your energy. And if you were called to do that, then fine, then you are called to do that, whether that's to pray for something, whether that's to meditate for something, whether that's to protest for something, whether that's to donate to something. Listen to whatever that is. But there's certain people that have come here to do certain types of exposure work, certain types of healing work. When it all comes down to it, they want to continue to, they keep showing me everyone's garden, their own internal garden. Keep coming back to that place right now. Keep honing into that energy of hope. Keep listening to the birds singing. Keep noticing the sun in the sky. Keep listening to the wind around you right now. That is what's going to bring you that connection back into this now moment. Stay in the now, because the future is so uncertain with all the change right now. It can feel overwhelming, and I can feel a sense of panic. They're making me feel panicked because the future is so uncertain. And as humans, we like certainty, but they want to remind you that the certainty is only in the now. It's always only been in the now, and everything else has been a complete illusion. Life changes on a dime, and this is what we're being remembered, is that the only time you ever have, they're showing me like a precious gem that you hold in your hand, is this now moment. Everything else is just an illusion. So what is hopeful in this now moment for you? Maybe it's just connecting to the sound of my voice and the messages. Maybe it's just connecting to people here on this YouTube live. Maybe it's listening to it afterwards and having the reminder of something for yourself. Wherever you are in this now moment, maybe there's children giggling in the background, maybe there's a dog barking, maybe you're drinking something you love the taste of. What is it that's bringing you joy today? And that's the only thing that ever is really truly in existence and that matters, is this now moment. And that's what we're being, they don't want to use the word forced, but in a way, the opportunity has been expanded. They said they like that wording better. The opportunity has expanded to the point where we're being collectively honing in on the energy of this now moment. There's been many books that have come forward, many teachings that have come forward, many meditative opportunities that have come forward that are all encouraging you to come back to the now. And so as jobs fall away, as obligations fall away, as traveling falls away, as all of this falls away, all you have is right now in this moment. We have no sense of future right now. And they said, believe it or not, that is your greatest gift. That is like the precious gem we're handing to you, is the remembrance that in each moment, that's all you have is this now moment. Everything else is an illusion. It doesn't exist. And so we jump from one now moment to another now moment to another now moment. I think they would keep going on, but
Absolutely. I got the message of hope too. Like they just said, you guys are killing it out here. Like everybody in chat with us, me and Corinna, like we're all we're all doing amazing. They want us to know that. right? There's hope. There is the world. Look at us right now. We are expanding everything. The 18 of us or 20 of us or whatever it is, like we are doing amazing. And they want everybody to recognize that in themselves, right? There's two more, both Sean and Janice are asking more questions. So what was this one? Oh yeah, so Sean, will schooling change? Will medicine change? Will holistic practices be accepted? So you're asking kind of about medicine and schooling and stuff. It's all going to change.
Everything's got to change.
It really is. Like I said, this is a birth. This is a new time. This is a new era. Yeah, schooling is going to change. I mean, they're just ripping up books. I think what they're trying to say here is that our schooling system has been kind of backwards for a long time. They're throwing out books. Not that books are garbage. They're not. That's not what they're saying. They're saying maybe some of the information in those books isn't incredibly or completely truthful. They're saying how we're taught isn't. We're not taught to think. We're taught to regurgitate. We're not taught to expand our mind, our heart. We're not taught to expand our horizons. We're taught to live within the box, but not only live within the box, but we're taught if anybody dares speak out against the box, we're taught to attack them for not believing in the box, for not living in the box. We're taught to imprison ourselves and help imprison other people with these teachings, with the rigidness of the scholastic system. All of these things, if you go back, they're showing, go back in time, research how school was instituted, how it was brought in, why it was brought in, and how it's changed over the last 80 to 100 years. There's been big change, but we're so run off of our feet and we're shown so many distractions, sports and movies and video games. All of it is distracting, but there's so much motion that has went on behind the scenes in the last 100 years. People aren't aware of how much these institutions have changed. Who has changed these institutions? All of these things are important. This is some of the darkness they're showing me that's going to come up. All of this stuff is going to be brought to light. Medicine is the same thing. Okay, there is truth in our medicine, obviously, but there is also a lot of truth that hasn't made it into our medicine, and that's what you're speaking about, holistic medicines. There's a lot of truth out there that has been conveniently forgotten or left out purposefully. Okay, there's a reason why parts of the globe are being hit harder with this virus than other parts, right? There's a reason why our bodies are reacting in very certain ways to this thing. Okay, some people aren't affected at all. Some people are really affected. There's reasons for this. It's all going to change. All going to change.
Mm-hmm. All of it. The way we work is going to change. The way we live is going to change. Everything will start to change. And they're talking about, because there's this great awakening that's coming within each of us now as we come back to our own selves. Not only the energy that's been infused into the earth, but as we've come into this opportunity for silence, we're awakening as we see our children being able to learn in different ways, not having to sit for 8 hours, but still learning to learn the same exact amount of thing in 2 hours, which gives them an opportunity for a more creative mindset, for more creative opportunities, for thinking outside the box, for being surrounded again with family to learn life skills, which is just as important in many ways. So it's this reconnection of the family system, this reconnection where family was divided for the enslavement. I'm not going to edit what they're saying. The enslavement of humans in some way. Where we were pulled together, pulled apart in different factions and we were institutionalized in many different ways. So what it gives you is the opportunity to just see, is there other opportunities, even if schools holistically, institutionally shift or don't shift? What does that look like for your family going forward? Again, where is your Garden of Eden? Maybe your children don't go back to an institution that hasn't changed. Where is your Garden of Eden? What is it that you are co-creating within your own experience, within your own family? So parents will be learning or have opportunities because perhaps their work situation has shifted for their children to remain home and to learn in different ways. So as Tyler had mentioned, everything is going to shift, but it always shifts within your own Garden of Eden first. So pay attention to what's working within your own family system. Pay attention to what's working within your own life system. Pay attention to that first. If schools reopen in September, does that feel right for your family? Has the institution changed enough where you want to continue to support that? So this is giving you the opportunity for your eyes to open, that there are other possibilities. And even if the institution itself has not advanced enough for your family system, make a different choice. Your eyes are being opened to other potentialities and other possibilities. And again, as we continue to do that for ourselves in our own Garden of Eden, that gives other people the opportunity to connect into that possibility. That gives other people the potentiality to see that there's other adjacent possibilities opening up for them as well. When we shine our own light, when we live our own best lives, we're opening doorways of potentiality for others.
Love it.
Okay.
And Sean has one more here. Is healing possible by being disconnected from the other? If the other does not want to heal with us, but away from us. I've been trying to heal my relationship with my mom and cut all connection with me. The second part is I've been receiving some messages to cut cords, and it's not easy because I keep searching for answers. So there is a lot of layers to this question. First of all, yes, it's absolutely possible for people to heal on their own terms, and everybody does heal on their own terms. Again, that speaks more to me about us putting seeds into our help, and when those seeds don't get acknowledged, then we feel bad or poor or whatever. We're not helping. That's what that speaks to me. Of course, people can heal. I regularly send healing to the field to just help. And I don't know where that's going, who that's going to. I trust in the divinity of that love and that it has its own consciousness and will go where it's needed. Absolutely. The other part that I wanted to touch on was it's not easy because I keep searching for answers. So I think Corinna and I mentioned this in a video, and I love it because I think it needs to be said. If we keep expecting to search, like if we keep all we see is us searching and searching, that's all that we're going to ever get in front of us is more searching, is more searching, is more searching. That's a perspective shift, is what they're saying. That's you need to tweak the perspective a little bit. This I feel this message is more about you and how your healing is progressing. I would completely forget about the other or replace other in your statement with myself, because that's kind of what they're saying. This needs to, they're showing me a mirror. This needs to reflect on me, on you. How is this reflecting on you?
Yeah. A couple of things I want to say about that is that when we're attempting to heal with others in our family system, and sometimes those direct healing opportunities are challenging because of the egoic state of ourselves or the other person, we raise that intention up to a soul's level. So we connect and heal on a soul level. So we remove ourselves out of the egoic opportunity that sometimes is fractured because of this egoic dance that we continue to have with others. And what we do is we shift up to the soul's essence, and that is where we do our finest healing. And that then trickles down and translates into the here and now. So whenever you're with someone, or you're having a friction type of energy between someone, where there's perhaps some karmic intertwining, where there's some kind of DNA repetitive signature that keeps coming into the field in a family line. And there's egoic reactions because we're tied to belief systems and perspectives. What we can do is intentionally shift to a soul's level where you call that soul's essence towards you, and you start having that healing connection there. And then that gives you the opportunity to trickle that down into the field. And you'll be surprised, because I've done that work, of where you'll start to see the shift in your everyday lives together, because you start to come to different understandings and agreements on a soul level, and that energy, that new frequency, that new healing starts to trickle down into this now moment with that individual. So hopefully that helps as well. All right, guys, I think we're like almost at 2 hours. So it's probably time to wrap up. Thank you so much for just trusting Tyler and all, first of all, with your hearts, with your energy, with your questions. Always feel in your heart what resonates with you the most, and take that with you. And as I said, continue to come back to this video sometimes, because sometimes things will resonate more with you at a later date. Tyler, is there anything that you wanted to add in?
No, I love you guys so much. It's I'm almost gonna cry right now because of all the love. Like, their chat is full of hearts, and I mean, get out of here. This is amazing. I love you all. Like,
Yeah.
love you guys.
Yeah, we just send you so much love. Thank you for this opportunity to be in service to you. Hopefully these messages really resonated with your heart. And they just want to remind you that you have all these answers already within you. We're just reminding you of that and flicking on a little bit of light signature that's already within your own hearts already. You already know all this. Much love to you all. Much love to you all. I'm so grateful for you all being here. Thanks for trusting us, okay? And hopefully, if you guys are interested, let us know with some hearts and thumbs up that you'd like us to come back on, because if this is resonating with you and you found this helpful, this is the first time Tyler and I have done this. We would love to come back on and do this for you again at another opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Much love to you all. Take good care of yourselves. Tend to your own backyard, your own Garden of Eden. That will make the biggest difference, the most significant difference in the field, is what they just said to me. Talk to you soon, everyone. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. Take good care. Love to you all. Bye-bye.